My name is Doane. I'm the CEO of ConnectYard. And ConnectYard is a social media communications platform for higher education. It allows students and instructors to communicate using their technology of choice. So instructors can leverage their favorite platforms, which might be a learning management system or even email, to reach students where they prefer, which may be on Facebook, Twitter, their mobile devices. And the whole idea is to increase student engagement with the ultimate goal of improving student learning outcomes and increasing student retention. From an implementation standpoint, ConnectYard gets integrated into learning management systems like Blackboard. And so, for example, in the Blackboard Learn platform, we are a building block that seamlessly integrates with Learn, and it allows instructors to go in and create announcements or discussion threads, just as they always would. That process doesn't change. What does change, though, is students can opt how they want to receive and respond to those messages. So effectively what ConnectYard does is create a two-way conversation, right? It extends the communication outside of the walled garden of the learning management system to allow for students to communicate in ways that are interesting and really that they're just more comfortable with, right? You know, what they're leveraging the technology that they bring to the classroom. One example that comes into mind, one of our partner institutions, St. Xavier University, they're leveraging ConnectYard in multiple ways. One is for course communications, and again, the idea there being to help increase the engagement for students. One of the faculty members there was teaching a communications theory course, and she began to apply ConnectYard in new and very interesting ways. An example of that is one of the lectures, she was covering nonverbal cues, and so later that evening, she went into their learning management system and basically posted a question that allowed them to leverage the material she covered that day in class. And so she asked the students to look around the room wherever they were at and to send her back examples of nonverbal cues. So students began taking pictures with their phone, using their phones to record video. Some of them were on Facebook because they were in the library. Others were on Twitter. Some of them were texting back. And the level of engagement and the contributions from the students was just unprecedented. We certainly do see opportunities to expand in K-12. In fact, we've received quite a bit of interest to date, and that's something that is on our roadmap. There's a lot of opportunity there. There's actually a very strong need, in particular for controlling communications, both in and outside of the classroom. You know, it's no secret that it's extremely difficult to block students from using technology in the classroom. My inspiration, you know, for this product came from actually myself and also the co-founder of the company. My background is in developing software testing solutions for higher education, and the co-founder is actually, or was a professor. And so we were looking at different ways that we could apply social media for learning. We saw all the possibilities that Facebook and Twitter had to offer from a social perspective. We saw how engaged students were, and so our mission really was to figure out how can we leverage the same technology to actually help improve student learning outcomes. And so for the first 2 years, we basically were in research mode. We were interviewing faculty, interviewing students, conducting a number of focus groups, introducing prototypes, all to understand, you know, how they preferred to engage with social media, as well as certain things that they didn't prefer in terms of not friending their faculty members, for example, from the students' perspective. And we got feedback from faculty that actually they didn't quite want to friend students either. They didn't want to see the photos from last night's party. So there were a number of things that we had to sort of learn along the way before we began developing the platform. In terms of ConnectYard, you can learn more about our company at www.connectyard.com. We're also on Twitter, since we're a social media company. And you can find us at twitter.com/ConnectYard, as well as Facebook on facebook.com/ConnectYard.